We are summarizing Viveka Chudamani. Now, verse number 280. Naham jivah param brahma iti etad vyavritti purvakam vasana vegatah prapta swadhyasapanayam kuru. With enough logic, with enough discrimination, with enough Shastra Vichara, with a lot of thinking and contemplation, we started understanding that we are not the Jiva. You know, Jiva means the faculty for which that inert body functions. First, the grossest thing is we are human beings. It is a tree, it's a dog, it is an animal, it is a fish. This is the name and form. But behind any gross body, there is a subtle body. And the subtle body has no gender discrimination, no caste, no creed. So that is called Jiva. I am not that Jiva also. Who am I? I am that eternal existence, eternal consciousness, eternal bliss. I am that Param Brahma. If you can't understand it properly, again and again listen and do discrimination always. With the support of your this discrimination, accept Brahman means accept that eternal supreme existence, consciousness, bliss. You try to discard, ignore, dispel all anatma vastu, which is not Brahman. And this is the only way to get rid of your past impression. Past impression is, sometimes the reflex effect. In Bengali, it is Prativarta Kriya, or in Sanskrit also. Like a newborn baby, how does he know that he or she has to drink milk from his or her mother's breast? This is because of samskara, past impression. But all past impressions are unreal. The only real is the supreme reality, that is Brahman. Always think upon it. Listen such things which helps you or which becomes conducive for your spiritual growth. And in this way, you discard all your past impressions or samskar. Then a new desire will come out. that is Atma Vasana, desire to know the self. And if you are desirous to know yourself, slowly, slowly, all your ego and egocentric activities, thoughts will go. Because that ego, that I-ness and myness, which is absolutely false, because I think that I am the congregation of that body, mind, intellect complex, and getting too much attached with this body, I start thinking, I start possessing the things. How will you discard it? It will be discarded. No need to do anything else to discard it. Just concentrate to know yourself, your intrinsic nature. Then every non conducive thing will go off in a period of time. Only thing is, become passionate for Ishvara, become passionate for Supreme Lord. Then for the other things, you will be automatically dispassionate. Ishvare Anurag, Vishay Vitarag. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to say. He has never told Vishay Vitarag, Ishvare Anurag. So, as much as your mind will be anuranjito, colorful, for the Ishvara, how it will come? Now, we have to listen to the holy discourses. We have to repeat his name continuously. We have to have a good appetite for Ishvara's name, to listen to his divine play, and slowly, 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 when you will start doing accompaniment with the holy things, the unholy things, which has no basis except than my mind, it will be dispelled magically. Verse number 282. अनादान विसर्गाभ्याम ईशन्नास्ति क्रिया मुनेः तदेकनिष्ठया नित्यं स्वाध्यासापनयन कुरु. How we can work? What is the basis of our activity? Now, two sorts of thought process, two sorts of buddhi actually act inside us. One thought is receiving thought, another thought is discarding thought. Grahana buddhi and Varjana buddhi. Unless and until we receive and accept something happily or unhappily, and unless and until we discard something happily or unhappily, we can't do anything else. Why I am adding this word happily and unhappily? See, something is there what you have to accept happily, where there is no choice for you. But you have to accept. Unless and until you accept it happily, you will spoil your happiness. Suppose I'm short height. If I don't accept it happily, I can't be tall enough. I'm dark complexion. If I don't accept it happily, there is no other choice. I'm fabby, I'm fat. So the thing is, if you accept anything else happily and then work on it, then you will get extra energy. So, for everything, you need two buddhi, two thought process. One thought process is of acceptance, one thought process is of discarding. ग्रहण बुद्धि और त्याग बुद्धि अगर नहीं रहे तो मननशील विद्वान व्यक्ति के लिए कोई भी कर्म संभव नहीं है. You should know it. You did not know it. So you should know you are having the capacity. What you used to do unknowingly, now you start doing everything knowingly. In this way, if you start accepting the decision, the conclusion of Shastra, the word of your teacher, then automatically everything will be discarded. Why the problem is there? We don't have enough respect, enough love, enough faith, enough trust on guru or teacher, on shastra or scripture, on Ishvara. That is why we can't accept their word wholeheartedly and 100%. And as a result, what happens? We do spiritual life, we practice spiritual life, but there is no progression. Because your mind is anchored in your own likes and dislikes, and half heartedly you accept some words, some instructions of your teacher, of your scripture, and we can't progress in our spiritual life. And why this happened? Because we don't have enough confidence, enough faith, enough trust, enough love, enough respect for our own self, that we are potentially divine. Each and every being is potentially divine. All knowledge is within me. I can do anything else. I am, that is why the world is. That sort of conviction we don't have for ourselves. If we don't know how to respect ourselves, that is called self respect. Self respect and ego both are different things. So, if we have self respect in this way, we will slowly start respecting and having trust 100% on Guru, Scripture, and Ishvara. And then what will happen? You will have nishtha. in Brahman, in yourself. You are having trust. You are having good conviction. You are having good understanding about yourself. And slowly, whatever you have superimposed on you, that I am this body, I am a male, I am a female, I am the manager, I am the director, I am the cook, I am the carer, I am the doctor, I am the lawyer. All sorts of conditionings, what you have superimposed on you, that will go off slowly. Verse number 283. तत्त्वमस्यादिवाक्योऽथ ब्रह्मात्मैकत्वबोधतः ब्रह्मण्यात्मत्वदार्ढ्याय स्वाध्यासापनयं कुरु. The highest is Mahavakya. What is Mahavakya? Which tells about the unity and the oneness and you and the Supreme. As a body, as a mind, as an intellect, you are really microscopic, superbly microscopic than the Supreme Lord. But as existence, as consciousness, as bliss, you are eternal. You are as same as Supreme Lord. That is the essence of the Vakya Tattvamasi. How it will come? Constantly you have to repeatedly listen to the holy discourses which talks about this Mahavakya Tattvamasi. And after listening to this constantly, what the oneness happens in between the Brahman and Jiva, with the help of this oneness, all the non-conducive thought from your mind, all the negative thought about yourself will go off automatically. Verse number 285. प्रतीतिर्जीव जगतोः स्वप्नवत् भाति यावता तावन्निरन्तरं विद्वन् स्वाध्यासापनयं कुरु. How long should I do this sort of practice? This sort of discrimination with an alertful mind? That I am Brahman. I am not a male, I am not a female, I am not human being, I am not anyone's son or daughter, I am not the mother or father, I am not the grandfather, I am not the brother or sister. How long? So long you are not established this in this holy conviction, the actual real conviction that I am the supreme consciousness. I am the bliss alone. I am the happiness. Unlike a foolish fellow, I am searching for happiness other than me in anywhere else. As long as there is a conviction that I am Jiva, I am a human being, and there is an external world, and They are real. So after having this knowledge, I am Brahman. After having the understanding and conviction, and whenever I am established in this knowledge that I am that supreme consciousness, I am that supreme bliss, I am that supreme existence, what will happen for this other outside world? Will it vanish? Never. It will go. No, it will be continued. So, what is the difference? Why should I struggle for? The reality, the priority I give for the external world, including my body, mind, and intellect, that reality portion, that priority from portion will go off. How it happens? Think about your dream state. Whenever you start dreaming, you don't know when you started dreaming, but you know when the dream got ended. But when you started dreaming, nobody knows. And at the time of dream, everything appears as real. Everything. Nobody can tell that at the time of dreaming, I think I'm dreaming. It appears as real. Likewise, when I started thinking that this body is real, this outside world is real, and we get attached, we don't know. That is why ajnanam or ignorance about our own self, ignorance about the world is anadi. There is no beginning, but it has an end. When it is end? When my dream ends, when I wake up, all my dreams get disappeared. When we will be awakened with this holy conviction that I am that supreme consciousness, existence, and bliss, a whole reality and priority for this body, mind, intellect, for the ego, for the egocentric activities, for the outside world will disappear automatically. Clear? Verse number 286. Nidraya lokavartayaha शब्दादेरपि विस्मृतेः क्वचित् नावसरं दत्वा चिन्तयात्मनमात्मनि. What compels me for not thinking about my own self? First is sleep, desire for sleep, the laziness, unnecessarily tiredness. You know, our body mind has less demand. The food we take, the heaps of food we take, that's not the demand of our body. Our body's demand is very less. But out of my greediness for the taste, and fearfulness that if I don't eat, again I will be hungry. Then again, when the food will come, all sorts of misconception leads me to acquire, to gulp a lot of food. Likewise, the same as nidra, the sleep, sometimes we impose sleep on us. We feel we are so tired, we impose tiredness on us. And what is the solution to get rid of that tiredness? I have to sleep. Someone's hobby is to sleeping. So that sleep and laziness, then always discussion about the household matter. What will happen, Swamiji? When you are not a family man, you don't know what happens in the family. We must have to ask what happened to that Ramu? What happens to Ramu's mother? What has happened to Ramu's brother in law? What happens to Ari? We are always interested about others. Only one word is enough for us. Do you know what happened? Then they start questioning what. It's always, we are always interested in knowing what happens for the others, what happens to my neighbor's home, what happens for other thing. So we are having a lot of interest to know others. And when having our interest means priority for knowing others, we will not be very much agrahi, attentive, loving to know our own self. So first one is desire for sleep, desire for gossiping, chit-chatting, and knowing others' information. Then a lot of interest in Shabda Sparshadi Vishaya, means lot of interest for the five elements of the five sense organs. We are desirous to see something else, desirous to hear something else, desirous to smell something else, desirous to touch something else, desirous to taste something else. Spend our time, valuable time. We can't stay alone. Listening to discourses, everything else, I appreciate. Oh, wonderful talk, Swamiji. What wonderful you have told. Wonderfully. You own my heart. You are such a wonderful person. And you expound the sloka so nicely. And then, again, as I was, it is like that. I need someone else to meet. We need someone else because we don't feel that I am complete. Always the sense of incompleteness is acting within us. If that, if we entertain with a lot of love and compassion to my incompleteness, sense of incompleteness, how will we do Brahma Vichara when we will listen to holy satsang discourses, when we will contemplate upon it? We are always engaged in outside matter and we are finding happiness from the most unhappy person. We go to purchase alcohol from the milk owner, or we go to purchase milk from the alcohol shop. What will happen? You will be frustrated, depressed, that whatever I am asking, I'm not getting. Because you are going to a wrong location. I hope I could make you understand that निद्रा विषय की विषय में चर्चा, शब्द स्पर्श प्रवृत्ति विषय में खुद को खो डालना हमें आत्मचिंतन से विमुख कर देता है। थोड़ा सा भी चांस मत दो अपने मन को। डोंट गिव अ लिटिल चांस टू योर wretched माइंड which always misguide you, mislead you. Don't be fanatic about those Facebook posts. Don't listen to your brain, always listen to your heart. Are which heart? Some sadhana paddhati is there, always tell, who am I? Who am I? Are if you don't know about yourself, the reply will come that I am this, blah, 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 blah. I once started. Who am I? The reply came, you are the most stupid fellow in the whole world. Unless and until you listen to the holy discourse, unless and until you listen from your teacher about your own intrinsic nature, on the basis of which you will start contemplating. That is why Sravanam is the Mukhya Sadhanam. Repeatedly, with a system, with a discipline. Self-discipline. There is no other upaya than self-discipline. If you are disciplined enough, you will get the result of it. The price of discipline is always less than the cost of regret. Self-discipline is the biggest investment for success in life. Harihi Om Tat Sat.